protection, here to stay. On your path the truth unfolds, guides will whisper, stories told. Let your journey now begin, in the magic let's dive in.
So tell me, what do the cards reveal? What's the truth they conceal? She's the high priestess with the key to every question that's haunting me. A lover's heart or a warning from the past. In the terror's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truth's come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos I find my place.
In the tarot's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truth's come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos I find my place. The moonlight glows, the veil is thin. Lunar affinity will call again. Thanks for walking in the light, where guides whisper pure insight. Until we meet, the cards will wait. Mystic whispers guide your fate. With every message our spirits send, for cosmic dreams our souls transcend.
Hey everyone, welcome in. All right, we are going to go ahead and get started. Please make sure if you dropped a yes, no question, you're liking the live stream. Starting to, yes. Starting to accept it, mature, yes. 3 of Cups, 3 of Wands. Ace of Pentacles is a yes for me, Shavana. You're welcome. Six of Pentacles, Lexi, yes. Bria. I have the Devil and the Knight of Swords. It feels like what you're wanting does come in for you. I just feel like it's maybe more towards the end of summer or like August at least. Boss Lady, I'm getting a no. 4 of Swords. Hanged Man and Knight of Wands for Bake. I'm going to take that as a yes. Anna, yes. Page of Swords. That's a good card for education. Louis said no. 10 of Wands. Maya, 8 of Swords. That's a no for me. Raina, that's 2 questions in one. I'm going to ask, will Prince forgive you? Yes, 3 of Cups. You're welcome, everyone. Hey Maya, I don't meet the qualifications for Super Chat, so I cannot activate that, unfortunately. You'll have to do Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. You're welcome, everyone. Will I be on tomorrow night? Yes, I will be on tomorrow night. Pure Hearts. Yes, Eight of Wands, Pure Hearts. Yes, Abria, the Empress. You're welcome, Maya. You're welcome, Pure Heart. You're welcome, Abria. There's a lot of moving parts, Haley. I think yes. Ace of Wands. There's a lot of mixed energy. I was having a hard time for a card to come out, Haley. So there could just be a lot going on right now with the energies surrounding this. But ultimately, I got the Ace of Wands, so that's a positive outcome for me. So I'm gonna say yes. It will be challenging. Yeah, it seems like it. I think that's just the climate that our economy is in right now. And depending on what it is you're looking for, it might be a little bit more difficult. You're welcome. I can't even go on Facebook because Facebook is now trying to show things. I didn't even see the headline of the post or anything. I literally just saw a little cut of the villa because the villa is so like identifiable how it looks. So I saw like the leaves hanging in a neon light, and I was like, nope, gotta go, gotta go. Got a blast. Hey, Lexi. You said depending if him and I hang out, I'll be getting a reading. Okay. That sounds good. Yeah, just send me a message like you've been doing, and I can kind of let you know what my day is looking like, or you can just catch me live. That's also an option as well. Culture, I got a donation for you for a mini. What can I do for you? You can't get into Love Island. When is this the first season for you? We didn't watch last night. My husband and I usually watch it together. We didn't watch last night or tonight's yet, so we're gonna watch it after I go live, or after this live is done. But we're pretty much caught up. Hey, Culture. I feel like Love Island is. Let me just explain how I got into it. So we watch Big Brother every year. And the first year, so seven seasons ago, what would that have been? 2018, maybe. I started watching it like ironically. Like I wasn't serious about it, but I never really watched like love shows. Like I don't watch The Bachelor. I don't watch anything. I'd never really watched Love is Blind until my sister told me about it. So I was like, okay, let me see what this is about. And the narrator, who wasn't Ian at the time, it was a different narrator, he was cracking me up. It was almost like watching a show and the Islanders are just getting roasted the whole time. So that was like a lot of fun for me. So I've essentially been watching since US season 1. Then I went over to UK and Australia, and then back to US after I finished those. So I feel like it's kind of something you have to allow to kind of unfold naturally. I feel like if anyone tries to watch Love Island and force it, they're not going to enjoy it. And that's my personal opinion. You have to want to watch it. You said, I watched last season, first time ever, loved it. That's about it. That makes sense. Well, season 6 last year of US was probably the best season they've had so far. And it's a very hard season to watch first because it's almost like getting to the best part before any of the other seasons. So I can understand that it's hard to get into this season, but that's just, you can't start off on season 6. You just can't, because then every other season I feel is going to let you down. That's my personal opinion. You had to have at least started on season 1 and kind of see how the show evolves over time, because the production team, the producers last year, they did a really good job. And that was the first season I saw ever be that messy. Love Island is usually pretty tame. It's not like, there's definitely episodes where it gets crazy. But last season was the first season I ever felt like I was like salivating, waiting for the next episode to come out. That's just not normal for Love Island. So if that was your first season, you're going to be bored. You're going to be bored for the rest of what's to come. You know what I mean? That's how it feels. I would never recommend someone starting on season 6. That's my personal opinion, because I feel like they're going to get let down. They're going to be disappointed. Every future love reading I've ever gotten is extremely negative. It seems like I'm headed towards being alone for the rest of my life, which is totally fine. Oh my God. But if I'm doing something that's blocking love, can Spirit tell me? Yes, absolutely. I guess I need to know if I have any hope of having real love in the future that stays, like a long-term life partner. Okay, well, first and foremost, Culture, I want to say that readings that you get can be influenced by your own free will, okay? There's a couple of things I want to mention. The first thing is that if you're not getting a love reading that you're liking, you're starting to ask the right questions. You're saying, what's blocking it? Am I doing something to block it? How can Spirit help me? Etc., etc. You're asking the right questions instead of falling victim to the reading itself or only cherry picking what you like to hear and then forgetting everything else. You're actually encouraging to try to figure out what it is that could be stopping this. I wholeheartedly believe that tarot readings are never definite outcomes or guarantees. They are just ways to see what possible outcomes and potential is available for you. So if you're not liking what you're hearing in a tarot reading, it does not mean that that's the end all be all, set in stone, you can never come back from this, etc. So I want you to know, like, you can always change the outcome. Now, there's also a belief system that I personally have, and that is that everyone has areas of life where they're stronger and areas of life where they may not be as strong. And that can change over time. So, for example, some people might find that making money is so easy for them. They're like, they don't struggle there. They don't have any money blocks. They don't have bad relationships with money. It's just easy for them. Or career might be really easy, or hitting fitness goals, or having good health. And maybe certain areas they're stronger at, but maybe love is hard for them. Or Love just might come easy for some people. They might have met their high school sweetheart and that's the person they spend the rest of their life with, but maybe they struggle with their health. So I think everyone has their own challenges in life, and I do think that that evolves as well. So for example, um, I feel like it took me like 27 years to get it right. When it comes to love, like it took me a long time. Um, and you can feel like you're going through bad seed, bad seed, bad seed, and then you finally find the person that you've been looking for. Just because the potential pathway in front of you, the potential future outcome is looking kind of bleak, it doesn't mean that it's not going to change for you in an instant. Okay. So I just want to throw that out there. With that being said, I did ask what is blocking you, what can spirit tell you. I have the justice card. So this is the card of balance. If I were to try to put this in advice, I would say that it's important you're being proactive. That you're being proactive in your, if your love life has been on the back burner, if it's not really been something that you truly care about right now, um and maybe your career is what you're focused on, then of course that natural trajectory is my love life is not my priority, my career is, therefore your love life is not going to really be something that's going to look very positive in the future because you're not making it a priority right now. That's not necessarily bad or good or wrong or right. It's just a matter of the fact. So culture, if you feel like most of your attention is being directed to your responsibilities, your obligations, your career, your finances, and you're not really worried about love right now, then the natural path ahead is going to be that love isn't going to come to you. So it doesn't have to happen right now, but at some point you're going to want to. Like in the next year or two, even if love is important to you, if you want a relationship, you have to try to balance your life. Justice, balance. You have to try to find a way to make that a little bit more of a priority. Focusing on yourself, working on yourself, becoming the person that your ideal person would want to be with. Everyone has it in their head that they want this type of person. They want them to look like this. They want them to be this tall. They want them to be a family man, someone of integrity, have a good job. And then they have this whole list of like their dream person. But then they don't even focus on themselves. They don't focus on, well, would that dream person that I would want to be with, would that dream person want to be with me? And if your answer is no, because you're looking at this realistically, then what is it you can work on? If you want someone who's physically fit, but you're not physically fit, chances are that person that you want isn't going to want to be with you because they're trying to find someone who has the same goals. So what does that mean? Now I've got to get to the gym. Now I've got to do this, do that. If you want someone who is self-sufficient and you want someone who has a good career, maybe you're their dream girl, but they want you to also have a good career. Or if you don't want kids, but your dream guy wants kids, maybe you've got to change your mindset on that. Like there's just different aspects of you that you can look at yourself and say, literally list out your dream person and do you match? Are you at the level where you're matching that person? If the person that you want to be with is a family person and their love language is quality time, but you're dedicated to work and all you're doing is working all the time, that person's not going to want to be with you because their love language is quality time and you're busy. So you're not going to be available to give them that quality time. So culture, it's just important that you think about these things. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with not making love a priority right now. That's totally fine. But that does lead you down the path forward of a future timeline where love is not a priority. And that might be why you're getting these types of readings. If love is a priority for you, I think that you should be making some adjustments as you go along, putting yourself out there, getting out there and socializing. Telling your friends, hey, I'm looking to meet someone. If you know anyone, let me know. Putting yourself out there, getting on dating sites, getting in like maybe public classes like gym classes or art classes or going to local cafes, maybe figuring out where your dream person would hang out, where would they be, what would they be doing, and try to go and do those kinds of things, and then you'll meet those people. um I think that anybody can change their future timeline. I personally believe that. So if your future is saying not right now, or I'm not finding any long-term prospects or anything like that, that's just a matter of circumstance. That has nothing to do with a fixed outcome. And I don't want you to be really harping on that personally, because I think your free will can influence it. In addition to that, there may be some lessons in love that you might have to learn before that person comes in. I truly believe that if we, like, for example, for me personally, my first ever relationship, this person like thought that I hung the moon, and I kind of got a big head about that. And then every other person in a relationship I got into after that kind of humbled me and then put me in a position where I was like almost in the complete extreme opposite, where I was feeling like I didn't deserve, but not even the bare minimum. And that was hard for me to come out of that because there was a lot of traumatic things that happened from those relationships. But it made it so that way when I met the person that I was supposed to be with for the rest of my life, that I appreciated them so much more, that I like valued them and I valued everything that they stood for. Because if I had gone straight from that first relationship into the current one that I'm in, I would have never appreciated this person as much as I do now. So sometimes we have to go through these lessons too. Sometimes love is going to come to us, but maybe we've got to learn a lesson or two first. That's how it was for me before I found the person I was looking for. So I don't want you to have like negative feelings associated with finding your life partner. And I don't want you to take these tarot readings completely to heart, thinking that your future in love is just never going to happen for you. But I do think that it's important that hopefully you've gotten some information from me today that will help you to maybe alter or change the future timelines. Um, so you'll have to let me know where your head is at, what you're thinking, what you're feeling. You said you don't have time to mess around. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. See, you said I put all my eggs in the career basket. Thought it would help me get into my power and make me into something worth something. That's not happening. Maybe I'm the one putting career as a hurdle. And yeah. So I definitely get that culture. And I honestly don't think putting your career as a priority is a bad thing. I think a lot of people do that. I think that's totally fine. But I think at a certain point, if you do want love to be in your life, you will have to start to adjust. You will have to start to make those changes, to start prioritizing meeting people and putting yourself out there. And I hate to say it, but very few people get it right on the first try. I have another girl that comes in here and she's like, I don't want to waste my time. I just want to know if the guy is worth talking to or worth dating. And sometimes I don't ever think it's a waste of time. I do think sometimes people stay in relationships for longer than they should, but I never think experiencing a new person is ever going to be a waste of time. I think there's always something to be learned from that. And if you're constantly trying to avoid quote unquote wasting time, not talking about you directly, culture, but just like in people in general, if they're trying to avoid wasting time and they just want to find the right one, they're never going to find the right one because they're not taking the time to explore and experience. There might be valuable lessons or insights or takeaways that they can walk away from these people with and say, hey, I never really thought how that was important to me. But since I had this experience with this person, it's making me realize that that's a deal breaker or that's at the top of my list. We can't keep avoiding experiencing negative things because positive things are never going to come from that if we don't put ourselves through it. You put yourself out there so much, you have no idea. Focus on relationships from 18 to 32. It got me. Oh no, Culture. I'm so sorry, Culture. I'm so sorry. That is extremely awful. That's horrific, actually. You're not avoiding anything, just asking what to work on. Um, wow, that's tough. Yeah, when I said what you've experienced, what I meant, okay, clearly I didn't know that part, or if I did, I don't recall it. Um, I was talking, like I said, I wasn't speaking to you directly. I was just speaking about people in general. And when I said experience, I meant, okay, maybe someone you hang out with someone and you start dating them and they have mommy issues and you're like, okay, that's a deal breaker for me. If this person doesn't have a good relationship with his mom, then I don't want to be with them. And now that warns me that if I ever run into the same situation with the next person, that I need to just get out of the situation as quickly as possible. Or the person they're dating might not check a lot of their boxes, but they have a really great career, which allowed for really nice dinners and dates and things like that. And maybe that's a priority to someone. When I say experience, I mean just understanding what you're looking for and what you're not looking for through the experience of dating other people. I'm not saying you deserved any kind of experience that you ever had that was negative. Just want to be clear. So, Culture, I think that's where you start. I really do. I think you start trying to understand why you maybe have been taken advantage of. Is there something about you? Not that it's your fault. Please understand, I'm not trying to victim blame, okay? Be clear about that. However, there might be certain red flags that these people had that you didn't really pay attention to or you might have ignored. And if there was any circumstances where it wasn't about violence and it was specifically about just who they are as a person, was there anything that you were ignoring about them? Was there any kind of behavior you were accepting about them? And trying to figure out why you were allowing that behavior to happen. When do the relationship experiences start? When someone likes you? Why does no one like you? You're more than worth it. I'm just asking for the same chance. That makes sense. I mean, I definitely have had experiences with SAPS. I've had very traumatic experiences myself as well. Um, I have been through the ringer with a lot of people who didn't value me, and it just takes one person to change that mindset. You know, in Culture, you're saying you're worth it, but do you believe that? Because the sentences around "I'm more than worth it" seem like you don't think that. You know, Culture, I believe if you've learned everything, then you die. I don't think that there's I don't think there's a single human being on earth that can say without a shadow of a doubt, I've learned everything I need to learn. There's always learning, there's always healing. In Culture, what I can say from your perspective right now, and it's no judgment, and I promise it's all love, but you are coming from a position of victimizing yourself right now. I don't think you're realizing it. You're putting yourself in a victim mindset. Why me? Why this? Why that? Why does everyone else get this and I don't get this? Like that's not the mindset. And I think that's where you have to start. I think maybe therapy or continuing therapy would be good for you to work through these things. These are really great questions to speak to someone who's licensed to help you with these answers and these processes. And maybe that's where you have to start, maybe therapy. Because I have the Nine of Wands here and it's showing you're extremely guarded and cautious, and I understand that wholeheartedly, but I also feel like that may be part of the problem. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's dangerous to say I've learned everything I need to know. I think that's dangerous because I I feel like that puts you in a position of never really finding what you're looking for. I think if you feel that you've learned what you need to learn and there's nothing else to learn, um I don't know. I just think that's a very risky thing to say. I personally have been through a lot and I don't feel that way. I feel like there's so much to learn still. I think there's so much knowledge to be gained. I think there's so many experiences that I personally haven't had. I've never raised a child, I've never had this job or that job, or I've never grown old. I've never gone through menopause. I've never, like, there's just so many experiences in life. I've never had grandchildren. Like, there's so many experiences in life I've never had. And so to say that I feel like I've learned everything is just it doesn't feel right. No, I didn't say you need to learn and look at red flags. I was saying I think you need to go back. I'm sorry, culture. I think you need to go back and listen to what I said. I said, I'm not singling you out. I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm saying people in general, when they have experiences with people, that they can learn certain things about themselves. They can learn about what they're looking for, what's appealing to them, what they want out of a partner. They can even experience red flags and learn from those and realize what it is that they do and don't want. And I was just saying, because you had said that you put yourself out there and you had really bad experiences where people took advantage of you, I was saying that maybe that's where you start. Maybe that's where you dig a little bit deeper and figure out why there might be these types of people that are attracted to you, or why you might be attracted to these types of people. I promise you, I'm not trying to like single you out or like say anything at all about what you've been through. You're the only one who's ever walked in your shoes. Okay. I think we're on the same page. I think we're saying the same thing. Yeah. I mean, I think everyone's on their own journey. I think everyone has their own experiences, Like I said, there's some people that right out the gate, they meet the love of their life at age 4, and there's certain people who marry the love of their life right out of college or high school. Like some people it takes 50 years for them to meet someone. Sometimes it takes 30 years. Like it just I think where it gets kind of dangerous, I don't know what other word to use right now, but I feel like when we're starting to compare ourselves to other people and we start thinking about what we don't have versus what other people have, and why me and why this and why that, I feel like that's tricky because, well, people might look at you, culture, and think that you have so much that they don't have. Hey, lovely, that sounds good. Okay, that sounds good. I'm in the business of thinking positively, not toxic positivity, but in the mindset of what I'm grateful for. And culture, I'm trying to advise you with a very open heart that just because you've gotten readings that don't seem very promising doesn't mean that you're stuck there. It doesn't mean that that is your future. I just want to be very clear about that. I think that we all have the power to change these outcomes. I really do. And maybe it's going to start with you not worrying about love and you not worrying about a relationship, and maybe you doing some inner work, whatever feels right to you, whether that's therapy or that's meditation, or that's energy work, or whatever resonates for you that kind of makes you feel like you're processing these things. But I don't think anyone's stuck in the confines of a tarot reading. I don't think anyone is stuck in, it's not set in stone. And I think any tarot reader worth anything would tell you the same thing that I'm telling you right now. They would tell you that energies change, things shift. Tarot readings are literally just check-ins. They're like report cards. They're letting you know where you're at that time, and if you don't like what you hear, you adjust. Nobody is set on the specific timeline. There may be certain events that you can't avoid because it's part of the journey that you chose for yourself when you incarnated on this earth. But in terms of things like career and children and marriage and like literally anything else, that's your choice. That you have the power. You have the control. And I know this because the magician is in the tarot cards. The magician says you have the power to influence. You have the power to change things. So if you don't like what you hear, that's great. That actually tells you, I'm not liking this timeline. I'm not liking the future. I'm not liking this outcome for me. So let me try to see what I can do about it. And I think culture would be really, really good for you to work through some of those things, some of those why not me? Why can't I catch a break? Why can't I have what other people have? Why does it come so easy to other people and not me? Because let me tell you, culture, love did not come easy for me. I just want to be clear. And that's my personal experience. And I don't think love comes easy for a lot of people. I think there's a reason why love and relationship readings are my bread and butter. Because love doesn't come easy to a lot of people. So you're not alone. You're not the only one. And you are deserving of experiencing that kind of love just like everybody else is. But keep in mind that you're on your own timeline. You're on your own journey, you know? Your experiences are unique and they're never going to be someone else's experience. And saying that love comes easy to everyone else except for you, that's kind of voiding out or diminishing or minimizing maybe what someone else has gone through. You know, just because you see someone in love and happy and in a good relationship doesn't mean that they didn't climb out of hell to get to that point. So don't compare yourself to other people. You know, think about everything you've been through. Let's just say next year you find a relationship with someone where it's everything you could have wished for. It's your dream relationship. This person treats you with care and respect and love and shows up consistently for you. And this person is just everything to you and you're everything to them. And then someone says to you, man, love just comes so easy to you. Like, how would that make you feel? Knowing everything you've been through, knowing all of your experiences, knowing your experiences with SA, knowing all of this stuff, you would be offended by that because you'd be like, you have no idea what I've been through to get to this point. And so, like, we can't judge other people's journeys and we can't compare ourselves to other people because we don't know what they've been through to get to the point that they're at, you know? So I hope that this leaves you with peace. I hope that this leaves you with a little bit of maybe clarity and understanding of, you know, where to start, where to go. You know, I'm wishing you the best in this, and I don't want you to cling to the future love outcomes you've been getting in readings, because I think that can really mess with someone if they do that. It can mess with you mentally, you know? Lovely. We're going to go ahead and get started on yours. I'm not sure if you're in here or not. All right, lovely. We are shuffling for you now. Not sure if you're in here, but I will let you know when we're halfway done and then almost finished. Per usual. Hey girl, we're almost done. It's so nasty out. You took a shower before you went to the supermarket. When you go home, you jump back in. Oh my god, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. We have a heat advisory here. It's almost 100 degrees. The heat advisory is still going for at least another hour. You're right. It's so hot. I think we're supposed to have a heat advisory for the rest of the week. Ugh, not good. I'm just thanking God for AC right now. I'm thanking my husband for paying for our AC. Okay, so he says, I feel like I want to see you. There's been so many times I wish I could just show up at your place with a grand gesture and make all of this go away. To see your smile and hear your voice and tell you everything I wish I had done differently. To ask if we could start over or pick up where we left off. To find a way to make you trust and believe in me again because I miss you and think of you often. I want to rewrite so many wrongs and make you proud and confident to have someone like me alongside of you. I want to be your peace and reason to dance, not stress. I know you can't see it now, but I want to make it right. You're welcome. And also, just so you know, I'm going to type it. I channeled a song for you. That's the song. So you might want to, I mean, I'm sure you've heard the song before. Who hasn't? But you might want to look up the lyrics and see if they resonate for you at all. And also, my deck is mixed right now with reversals and uprights. And every single one of the cards I pulled for you were upright. So that does make me feel a more positive overtone of the reading itself, it makes me feel like he's in a good headspace. So that's really good. Yeah, definitely. You haven't heard it in so long. It always reminds me of the movie White Chicks every time. But anyways, I hope you have a good night. And I'll see you next time. Such a good movie. My husband and I actually watched that. He had never seen it before. We watched it for his first time not that long ago. So now he gets all the references. All right. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'll see you next time.